Hi everyone, welcome to the TriEssence martial art channel, Fu Debunked, a new episode. And once again, we're gonna visit this Baji instructor in China. I believe he's in Beijing. I'm not 100% sure. Now, just in case you're wondering, do I have something against Baji? I obviously don't. It's just that this guy's video came up in the discussion I had with some of my martial art friends in Beijing, and I think it's a good thing to just talk about it here as well. So I've actually covered his video on my second episode of Fu Debunked. So if you haven't seen that, you can go watch it. Baji overcomplicates. But over here, we're going to talk about a completely different issue. And personally, just for the record, I do think his Baji itself, the power generation, the form and everything, is pretty decent. I wouldn't classify him as high level, but he's not bad, right? He's above average. So he's good in that sense. But his mentality, understanding, and attitude is what I really have a big problem with. And this video, we're going to basically talk about that. Right, so first, let's go watch a portion of his video.
在八极拳里面，那脚了吗？跺到这个脚面上。在过去说，如果跺脚面跺狠了，这一个跺子跺下去，什么效果知道吗？什么效果？这儿受挤压力量太大，跺折了，砰，爆开，白骨会支出来。
Okay, so over here, he's talking about the usage of the stomp. Okay. And at first, and obviously his video was in Chinese, so I assume most of you wouldn't understand what he's saying, so let me just quickly explain. So in that video, he says that back in the days, when you stomp on someone's foot really, really hard, okay, what's going to happen is that he's going to break his bones, which may or may not happen. I mean, between the finger joints and your toe joint, it is kind of delicate, so there is a chance that those joints can, break or have damage. But what he says next is completely stupid, right? He says that because of the pressure, the toe is going to explode, and your toe bone is going to stick out of your flesh.
The ingenuity behind the M14 had to do with its size and firing mechanism. When stepped on, a flexible convex plate called a Belleville spring would snap into reverse, driving a firing pin into the detonator. This action would ignite a friction-sensitive explosive in the detonator, which in turn set off the main charge. The tiny pack...
And I think that's completely bogus. Do you agree?
I'm not quite sure. I've never, broke somebody's toe before. So.
But do you think there is enough force to create enough pressure to the blood in your toe to actually explode the integrity of your muscle tissue?
Well, look, bone damage, and I've seen crushed toe before. I've been to rave parties and stuff, and but they don't really explode as per se, unless you stomp on it on purpose.
Even then, I don't think they'll explode. There are people who have heavy machinery fall on their foot, and what they get is a crushed, bone injury, right? Like the bone be crushed in pieces. But you don't see them having exploded toe where the flesh is like, right?
Well, look, I'm not a physician, I'm not a doctor.
But it's common.
But yeah, I've seen on stone toe before, but none of them has exploded.
So,
broken bones, yes.
But that's the big problem with him and with a lot of other Chinese martial artists, is that they have this fantasy idea. Maybe their teacher taught them, and their teacher taught his teacher, but it's unscientific and it's unfounded in reality. Okay, it's like someone just wonders, so what will happen if I stay on his toe really, really hard? It must have exploded, and they never actually tested it and tried it out on someone. Because if they did, they will realize that you can't explode somebody's toe. So does that mean stepping on someone's toe doesn't hurt? Of course it hurts, but it's not as devastating as something exploding. And will you always break somebody's toe by stepping on it? No. Okay, if you step on somebody's toe and it broke, it's probably by accident, a fake occurrence, right? Like in the right angle, in the right moment, it can break. But it's not a reliable tactic that you're going to break somebody's toe when you step on it. And let's not forget, in the old days, right, where the Baji originates in the Qing dynasty, people wore shoes with fabric cloth-based sole. It's not like your outfit shoes today, which it has like plastic sole or whatever material is hard. Okay, so if you step on something with the current boot, it's going to do a lot more damage. But if you're wearing shoe that has cloth fabric-based sole is actually pretty soft. That's almost like you step on somebody's toe barefooted. And people do that quite a bit in the UFC, when they're in a clinch position or in like an underhook. Sometimes when the guy's back, you can grab it. When somebody's back on the wall, they will then try to step on each other's toe. But all it does is it irritates them, so that they can find opening to take them down or to punch them or elbow them. No one's toe has ever broken, as far as I know, from stepping like that. And you might think, okay, maybe they don't step hard enough. But that's the thing. You can't go to a guy, become really prepared, be like, don't move, it doesn't happen. If every step on somebody's toe is in a flash of a moment opportunity, that you don't have time to fully prepare for it. So that's why the damage from a toe step is not as much as this guy is putting out to be.